Welcome back. Well, the trend over the past decade has been bigger, shinier, and really glossy wheels. They say bling is king, but it does present some challenges when it comes to alignment. But right now I'm here with Dean from Tru Align, and you guys have taken that out of the equation. What your system has done here is remove liability and given a better alignment. Is that right, Dean?
That is correct. How we do this is by going off the wheel and we go back to the hub. If you know a lot about alignment or don't know anything about alignment essentially are three basic angles: camber, caster, and toe-in. It's very crucial that these angles are correct. A car that is severely out of alignment will take tires, and if it's they can take a brand new tire and shut it off the car within about 500 miles. At the same time, this force, this friction that is created, reduces the gas mileage severely and affects the green because it leaves a lot of rubber and creates more heat. So it does affect the environment when it comes to having an out-of-line vehicle. With the new trends in the automotive industry, it's not just the big and aftermarket wheels, it is also the factory wheels. Some of our biggest customers have now become the dealers, the Chevy, the Nissans, the Toyotas, the Fords, because the wheels that are coming out from the factory are very hard to align. They have colors, fragile finishes on it. Also, the tire industry at the same time has come out with rim guard tires as well as run flat tires. This makes it almost impossible to attach your clamps to the wheel. In November of 2004 at the SEMA show, we won Best New Product for Tools and Equipment. The reason we won this prize was because we actually solve a problem that is very prevalent in the industry that we have right now. With all these new wheels, it's just almost impossible. This year is bad, next year is even going to be worse. The wheels are beautiful, they're implementing a lot of different colors, but at the same time it's bringing a huge problem to the alignment industry.
And the liability is great because those beautiful wheels are very expensive, $1,200, $1,500 a piece sometimes.
That is correct. And if a shop scratches that wheel, they're liable for that wheel. And not only does it scratch the wheel, but you get a poor setup. When you get a poor setup, then you get a bad alignment. There are several scenarios where a car comes in the shop that is in alignment because the setup is poor and the numbers are wrong. The car goes out of the shop out of alignment. So you paid for an alignment, and what they've done is just opposite what they were supposed to do. You know, Bill, Michelin did a nice write-up, 2 articles in the PAX Facts on after testing out Tru Align, and how Michelin evaluated. They had to send kits to different spots of the nation for a 2 months evaluation. After that 2 months evaluation, they were supposed to send the kits back and then give Michelin an evaluation and then determine whether they were going to write an article on it. Every shop that we sent it to did not send the kit back, they purchased the kit. They said when they did more work with it, the more time they spent with it, they found more and more ways of using Tru Align beneficially. So we figured that was a pretty good feather in our cap.
It is. That is quite an endorsement, unsolicited as well. Let's go see how this works.
That's great.
Well, Dean, right in front of us, we have a fine example of a beautiful wheel. And of course, one of the things we want to try to avoid is to keep from scratching this wheel.
That is true. We also always would like to take into effect the environmental issue at this point. But if that wheel is severely out of alignment, it can reduce your gas mileage from 3 to 5 miles to the gallon. That is something that we really don't like at this point. And some of these tires are $300, $400, $500 each. And if we chew them up in 500 to 1,000 miles, it doesn't help anybody. It's just not fair to them to go into a shop. When they leave the shop, there's a possibility the car is out of alignment, and at the same time they scratch their wheels. That is just not fair to the consumer.
And if anybody knows it, it's you, because you really are where the rubber meets the road. You've been in the tire business for about a half century.
That is correct. I started in the tire industry when I was in high school and college back in the late 60s, so I guess I've been in it for a few days.
Well, Dean, how does this work now?
This is very simple. When I designed Tru Align, there was 2 objectives. First objective, I wanted to get the clamps off the wheel. Second objective is getting us back to the hub. When we align a car, we do one thing and one thing only. Alignment of the car, we align the angle of the hub. So what we're doing is we're getting instead of the clamps being out here, we're bringing them right back into the hub. This way it gives you a more accurate alignment, and it takes you off the liability of the rim, and it prevents, not only is it liable being on the rim, it's a poor setup because sometimes it just doesn't fit correctly, and that's when you have a poor alignment. This plate is a 13-inch plate. It is made of 6061 T6 aluminum, which is aircraft grade, and it's what they make custom wheels out of. This whole plate is CNC machined, which means this is a very precision plate. So what we do with this essentially is we have adapters. We remove 3 studs, 3 of the lug nuts, and then we substitute the lug nuts with an adapter. These adapters are all machined. They're made of 12L14 steel, which is the material that's made lug nuts out of. So we put them on hand tight. We remove 3 of the lug nuts. We put them on hand tight. And then at this point, this is bolting up directly to the hub. So now we're getting the most precise alignment we can. Now we bolt this precision plate to the adapters.
Now, if I have a wheel that has 5, 6, 8 lug nuts, will it accommodate any of that?
It will. It accommodates 4, 5, 6, and 8 lugs. And you can see on the plate itself that it tells it where they actually go. So it's a very simple, very intuitive process. So it really makes things easy. There are no moving parts, there's no calculations, so it really breaks it down to a very simple process.
Well, Dean, let me ask maybe either a dumb question or obvious question. If you have just a regular old steel wheel come in, it would actually make more sense to align it this way because the alignment's going to be better.
It actually, going to the hub, it does create more accuracy in it. A lot of the wheels, the steel wheels, may not be necessary to go the extra expense of using the Tru Align, but yes, it would create a more accurate alignment.
So Dean, right now we're going to tighten these down.
We're going to tighten down the plate right now. All it is hand tight. So essentially what we have done is we've gone from the hub to the studs, from the studs to adapter to a highly machined plate. Now instead of having the wheel, now we're going to attach our alignment equipment to the plate instead of the wheel.
So no chance for scarring or marring or anything like that. We're just going to remove that from the equation.
Exactly. Now we've taken the wheel out of play and we've gone to the hub, and an alignment sensor fits right here, and that's what aligns it. Now you have to realize what is most important is this relationship between this clamp and the hub, because in a lot of scenarios where you have good numbers but it's wrong is, let's say that you're attaching to the wheel and you can't get it in there. So what you're doing is, in a lot of cases, the wheel's straight up and down, but the clamp is at different angles. When that is at a different angle, the sensor tells the machine that it's at an angle that is incorrect. The wheel might be straight up and down, 0 camber, but if the clamp is at a ½ degree, the machine only knows a ½ degree. That means the technician knows a ½ degree, and now he moves it back to 0. What he's really done is move that the camber, he's taken it out by ½ degree. That's what I meant by it could come in the shop in alignment and leave out of alignment.
Boy, that is a sad case, I tell you. And right now, Dean, I know you have to have the attention of all of our viewers out there, especially shop owners who maybe have bought a wheel or two. What's the best way for them to learn more about Tru Align?
They can look at our website, which is www.trualign.com, all one word, and it gives them a lot of information on it. And that will direct them to us, and we'll be happy to provide it throughout the nation and throughout the world.
Easy enough. Well, Dean, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.